Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Hello and welcome once again to the dedicated movie channel for Cheap Shot Entertainment called Quick Shot Reviews. And we also have a podcast called Talk Is Cheap over on all of your favourite podcasting channels. And if you're joining us on there, we say thank you very much. This is number 267, and we wouldn't be able to do that without you, the people that listen to my rants about movies and quite often my love of movies, which is more often than the rants, I've got to say, because I absolutely adore film. And this has just been it's been created to portray that love of film and to try and get people to go and give the cinema their love, because it's so easy now to stream things at home that a lot of people don't go to the cinema anymore. And without the cinema, really, we don't have a movie industry. So thanks to the people that actually go to the cinema and enjoy the films. So today's film is Bob Marley One Love by Ronaldo Marcus Green, and it is a biopic of Bob Marley, as suggested by the name. And I really enjoyed it. I've got to say, I really enjoyed it. It's the story of how reggae icon Bob Marley overcame adversity and the journey behind his revolutionary music, and it was literally revolutionary. I've heard Bob Marley's music. I appreciate Bob Marley's music, and I can tap my feet to it and tap my hand on a table and nod my head, and it'll just take me away. It's such a wonderful collection of sounds, of music, his voice, and everything else. It's absolutely fantastic. But this is the story. This is, well, it's the Hollywood equivalent of the story. I'm sure they've missed a lot of things out here, and there is a 2012 documentary if you want to find out more about Bob Marley and more accurate things about his life. Then go and watch that one. However, it would take literally a Netflix series to put together everything about Bob Marley that people want to see here. This is a watered down version, I'm sure, of everything that happened on his journey. He became the voice of the people. He sung about the music of the people. He based it on his love of the Bible, his religion, and his sect of that religion called Rastafarianism. Sect probably not the greatest word to describe it, but it is. They follow the Bible, they follow Jesus, and they believe in their version of the Bible. And a lot of this singing, a lot of his songs are based on the Bible. One of his most famous albums is Exodus. And I do believe people going in here thinking it's a full biopic of Bob Marley's life. It's not. I think people going in to think that and expecting that, but it's actually more focused on the creation of his most famous album called Exodus. And it's born out of the revolution in Jamaica after independence, and he's trying to unify the people. He's a martyr of sorts, in that um, he and only he could bring the Jamaican people together and stop them fighting, stop the civil war. People would just stop both sides and listen to Bob Marley, and that's, I think, what it focuses on more, rather than his full life. And I've heard people say about it doesn't include this, it doesn't include that. Well, no, but it's been heavily influenced by the Marley family, so I think that that gives it credibility beyond credibility, because obviously they lived it and they knew the man himself. So if they've approved it and they've said, yes, this is, you know, what it is, then absolutely. I mean, I did question, because when I was in the cinema, there was a child in the cinema. There's guns, there's violence, there's swearing, and well, obviously heavy drug use, but it's never really insinuated that it's drug use. It could just be smoking, but still, I mean, smoking tobacco is it's still a drug. It's pretty much banned in films. So I was surprised by the PG-13 rating and the fact that you could take your child to this film, under parental guidance if they were under 13. In layman's terms, obviously it'd be a 12A over here. But yeah, I was puzzled by that. But when I saw the rating, I thought, yeah, kind of. I think it probably should have had a better rating, but they wanted to get this film out to as many people as possible. I'm sure, much like the man himself wanted to get as many people to listen to his music and appreciate what he had to go through himself to, release this album. In fact, they had to travel across the world for his own safety. He had to send his family to a different country for their own safety. Um, so it does, like I say, the director is Ronaldo Oxcreen. It's written by Terence Winter, Frank E. Flowers, what a great name, and Zach Balin, and stars Kingsley Ben Adir as Bob Marley, um, amongst others. Incidentally, he plays a really good Bob Marley. He apparently was Ziggy, who is Bob Marley's son, really wanted Kingsley to play his dad, and so he did, and he does a really good job, actually, really good job. Not that I knew Bob Marley, obviously, but I imagine that's very close to what he was, and he looked, he looked like him as well. I do know what Bob Marley looks like. He's probably one of the closest things you're ever going to get, and it's yeah, it's good. I really enjoyed it. It's a thought-provoking, entertaining movie, with some great performances by the actors, actresses. Obviously, the music is fantastic as well. His relationship with the band and his backing singers, and the interactions with his wife, and how they became a couple, was completely different to them touring the world, and obviously Bob Marley gets taken in by all of this, as you would. You dragged away from your home country, you're singing in front of thousands of people, and they all want to hear what you have to say. And of course, you're going to get wrapped up in it, and that leads to some division between him and his wife and his manager, who um, turns out to be a little bit of a snake, shall we say. It does touch as well on the hard things, like I say, the civil war in Jamaica, and the fact that people would actively try and kill this um, symbol of hope in order to get what they wanted out of the Civil War. The fact that, like I said earlier, he was the only person that could really bring the people together, and he cancelled a tour to come back to Jamaica and do the concert and do the gig for them. And as biopics go, musically, I it's not one of my genres that I will rush out to go and see. I've not seen the Queen one, Freddie Mercury. I've not seen the Elton John one or the Elvis or anything like that. But this one resonated with me, and it was good. So I would say to you, don't listen to the critics. The critics want stuff that other people don't. The normal people that go and see the movie and pay for the movie to go and watch it, they don't necessarily want that. They want good characters, good story arcs. Some people complain about how it's edited. I thought it was really easy to follow, personally, and I would say that's a reflection on how Bitty and Bobby his life was. It was crazy. It was chaotic, and the editing does reflect that as well, and some very strong visual moments. So, like I say, I would say don't read any reviews, and go and see this for yourself. Make up your own mind and enjoy the ride, enjoy the music, and it is quite formulaic, but it's been made. Obviously, they want to make some money, and they want to put Bob Marley's story out there, his name. I know when I got in my car, I straight away went to Bob Marley and the Wailers, so I could listen to the music on the way home. And that's just how much of an effect it had on me, because I haven't heard Bob Marley and the Wailers for a long time, and yeah, I think that's pretty much the reflection of what this movie is. If it makes you want to listen to his music, then it's spot on, isn't it? You don't really need anything else. So yes, I would recommend this movie. If you've seen it, let me know what you thought of it. If you're going to see it, let me know, and share with us, because it's you guys that keep the channel going. And if you're listening to this on the podcasting channel, thank you very much for joining us there. And I will see you next time, film fans. Goodbye.
Hiya!